Good day, everyone. Welcome back to Sal Media TV. As most of you would have already been aware of the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II on Thursday afternoon, September the 8th, the Premier League and wider football fraternity has been deeply saddened by this. At a meeting this morning, Premier League clubs paid tribute to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. To honor her extraordinary life and contribution to the nation, and as a mark of respect, this weekend's Premier League match round will be postponed, including Monday evening's game. Further updates regarding Premier League fixtures during the period of mourning will be provided in due course. So that was the statement that was published by the Premier League FA this morning. We can totally understand why they would have postponed all games this weekend. We definitely do, you know, to show tribute, respect, and contribution to the Queen herself. It could have an effect on players and on fans. Definitely it will. The players, they have a very congested fixtures this season, so rescheduling a whole round of games, it's going to only make it worse for them. But we all do understand why they would choose to do this. There were no obligations towards the FA to do this. We have seen where tributes have been done by wearing black armbands, moments of silence, and all those actions during games, which they maybe could have opted to, but they may just have would have gotten a backlash from some people regarding respect to the Queen. So we understand why they would have done this. Fans, they would have booked hotels, they would have traveled and all of those stuff, and so this news will have a negative impact on some, but at the end of the day, most will understand definitely why they choose to do this. Following the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Prince Charles inherited the throne immediately and without ceremony when the Queen passed away. His title will be King Charles III, the first decision of his reign made by the new king. It is expected that Charles will be officially proclaimed as the new king on Saturday at St. James Palace in London. For the first time since 1952, the national anthem will be played with the words, God Save the King. So Prince Charles, he will take the throne. He's now 73, and at the moment, he will be leading the charge in UK, King Charles III. So that was the breaking news this morning from the Premier League. So no games this weekend. All games will be postponed. As such, the next round of games will start Friday, September the 16th. That would be next week. And so on from there. But at the moment, we're not sure when the postponed games will be scheduled for. We have to wait for updates regarding that. So we move on to a couple news from this week regarding some of the Premier League teams. Chelsea, they would have lost 1-0 in the Champions League to Dynamo Zagreb. And following that, they sacked Tuchel. I didn't expect that. I definitely don't think he deserves that. But more stories coming from that, it seemed like a more personal thing than what is being done on the pitch. They're not playing well, but they're not at a point where it is too bad. They are bringing in new players, and as such, it will take them time to gel and to perform to their best ability. They went on to appoint Graham Potter, the Brighton coach. He's a very good coach. He have been doing very well with Brighton. They are now currently in the top four. With the squad they have and what he have done with them, he has great qualities. Is he ready for a giant club as yet? I'm not sure. We have seen where managers who are doing well with the lesser like teams, the mid-table teams, they do well and they get the opportunity with the top teams, and it doesn't turn out the best. So we hope the best for him. We love to see when the managers grow, just like a player how they grow. So we hope he do have a successful term with Chelsea, but the judgment will start once he starts to play, to manage the games. Also, in other news, Liverpool, they lost their first Champions League game as well to Napoli. They were thrashed by Napoli. They were already down 3-0, conceding a penalty that was missed in the first half against Napoli. Um, it has been really, 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 really bad for Klopp and the boys this season. They have lost multiple games, they have drew multiple games, and even the games that they won, some of them, they barely win, like in the 90 minutes plus and stuff like that. So they are really struggling. Salah, he was substituted. Is Klopp sending a message to him? Maybe. Let's see. The Arnold, he's still getting backlash about his defending qualities, but to me, the whole team, they're not firing. They're not playing well. You're not getting the energy. You're not getting the creativity. Klopp seemed like, he's out of ideas. Is he changing much, really? Maybe not. Is he taking risks? I don't think so. I think he should take a couple risks, change the formation to accommodate the likes of Arnold, because he doesn't look like he's interested to defend. He's doing the most. You can see his energy, his interest is going forward and trying to get goals rather than, trying to prevent goals. So I think Klopp should try it. Take a risk, change the formation, go to a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2, and try to change something about the team. They're just not playing well at the moment. This is not the Liverpool that we all, I know, I've admired for the past 3-4 seasons. I mean, some will say the amount of games they played last season is taking a toll on them right now. They went to the top of every competition that they had. That's literally possibly every game that you possibly could play. The likes of Salah, he as well, he went to the African Nations Cup. He went to the finals. He also played extra games in the World Cup qualifiers. So, that's a lot of games. So is it that these players are burnt out? Maybe. They didn't do enough in the transfer window, and as such, that's still their responsibility. So let's see if Klopp will turn it around. Maybe this break is good for them. They can put in some hard work in training and come back fresh again next week. So we move on to Arsenal. They would have played Everton this week, but they have Brentford next week. So Arsenal, they were back to winning ways in the Europa League on Thursday. They won 2-1. 4 players from the starting 11 from the Manchester United game were, controversial 3-1 loss, but they were back to winning ways. The boys came in and they did a fairly good job. Wasn't outstanding, a couple of the senior members, they eventually entered the game in the second half, but it's good to bring back that spirit in the team and go back to winning ways after their first loss against Manchester United on Sunday. The Marquinhos, a new player they signed, he scored on his debut. So that's good signs for them, because they need goals all over the pitch. They can't depend on the Martinelli and the Gabriel Jesus. So a good day overall for Arsenal. You just need to get back to the spirit they had before, and this could be a good start to that. In other news from the UEFA Cup, Manchester United, they suffered their third loss this season, their first game in the UEFA Cup, and they lose 1-0 to Real Sociedad. Now, of all the games Manchester United lost this season, they have conceded first. They have been defending well. They have been playing from the counter. They've been playing deep with a lot of energy and pressing in segments, but they have yet to concede a goal first and draw or win that game. They have lost all games that they have conceded first, and that's not a good sign. They also, made a lot of changes to the team that played Arsenal, so we don't expect them to be, marvelous or great. but we expect them at Old Trafford to do enough to get through and win the game. Their top boys did came in the latter stages as well, trying to at least get a point from the game, but Real Sociedad they hold out. Manchester United maybe didn't create enough clear cut chances, so that's the question around them. Can they be creative enough when they need to go forward and need to go for it instead of playing off the counter? When teams get through that press and through that defensive structure, can they come out and play? That's the question that I've been asking. And three times, no, they have conceded first and they have lost that game. So let's see if they can move on and continue their streak in the Premier League coming next week. This can also be good for them and the break. So the teams that are struggling now, they might benefit from this week off. But I just think that for the players and the congestion of games with World Cup in the Christmas, it can be a little too much for them, going down in the season. But let's wait and see when will they reschedule the postponed games for. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys for listening. I do hope you guys enjoy your weekend. So no Premier League games to cover this week, but there are a lot more football, so I just might move over to one of the other top leagues and cover any important games that may be playing. I think Atletico and Real Madrid is playing. That's a derby game. I just might go over and cover that game. But let's see. You guys will know. Thank you guys for watching once more. I'll see you soon on our next stream, in the next video. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Peace.